You think that being 5 years late means it's already too late to get rich. You see your peers with houses, cars, and careers, while you're still struggling with a small debt and savings that can't even buy a tiny gold bar. You feel left behind, out of breath, and then you comfort yourself saying, "It's okay as long as I can live decently." But the truth is, you're still on time, even perfectly on time, if you understand and apply one single rule that successful people quietly use: the 8-4-3 rule. Before diving in, pause for a few seconds and ask yourself, do you really want to change your financial life? If yes, subscribe and turn on the notifications right now, because what you're about to hear could completely change your direction. No fluff, no illusions, just a clear roadmap to help you start again and move faster. Many people are stuck in the mindset of living sufficiently. They think as long as they have a job and monthly spending money, they're fine. But when sickness hits, when parents need care, when children need education, they suddenly realize that their stability was just an illusion. In a world where economic shocks can happen anytime, just enough is never enough. And sadly, too many people hold on to a false belief that wealth must begin early and that it's already too late for them. But look again. Countless examples prove this wrong. Ray Kroc, who turned McDonald's into a global giant, started at 52. Colonel Sanders built KFC at 65. Vera Wang became a famous designer after 40. And many others didn't start early. They simply moved in the right direction, with clear strategy and unwavering belief that it's never too late. In fact, you can start later than others, but if you're mindful and systematic, you can shorten your timeline 3 or even 4 times faster. Because as you age, you gain something the young don't: experience, clarity, and true motivation to change. Experience strips away illusions. If you've ever failed, made bad investments, or lost everything from one rash decision, you've learned valuable lessons about real risks. You're no longer impulsive or chasing quick riches. You're more alert, and that awareness helps you make far better decisions than a dream-chasing youth. Next comes seriousness. At 35, you no longer act just to try. You know every dollar must have a purpose, every decision must have a plan. Your motivation isn't about fame or the newest iPhone anymore. It's about having a home for your kids, caring for your parents, and breaking the cycle of financial struggle. That motivation gives you endurance, persistence, and discipline. Meanwhile, many young people think having time is an advantage, but time is worthless if used wrongly. Spend 5 years trying everything without a plan, and by 30 you'll still have nothing. Yet someone who starts late but follows a system like the 8-4-3 rule can build stable, lasting wealth. Another common misunderstanding: you need a lot of money to get rich. In truth, plenty of people have had 50 or 100 million VND and burned through it in months. Others earned hundreds of millions but spent it all due to poor money management. The problem isn't how much you have, it's how you use it. Even with just 10 million, if you allocate it wisely and invest correctly, you can create steady cash flow that grows over time. That's exactly why the 8-4-3 rule was born. It's not a get-rich-quick trick. It won't make you rich overnight. But if you're starting late, have little capital, and don't know where to begin, this is your clearest, most scientific, and most effective roadmap to rebuild a solid financial foundation. Another myth: opportunities come only once in life. This belief has made countless people give up in regret. But the truth is, opportunities never vanish. They simply move from the unprepared to the prepared. Opportunity doesn't wait for you to be old enough, rich enough, or lucky enough. It waits for you to think right. Those who've been scammed fear risk. Those who failed fear starting over. But those who understand financial principles, keep discipline, and follow a clear strategy, they see opportunities even when others panic. Perhaps the most dangerous thing is settling for enough. It sounds fine, until crisis hits. One job loss, one illness, one parent needing medical care, and your enough collapses. When you have children, you'll realize they don't just need you to survive, they need you to be financially capable of opening doors for their future. You don't need to be a millionaire, but you must learn to master your personal finances, how you view, spend, and invest money. And that's what you're about to learn next. In the next part of this video, I'll explain in detail what The 8 to 4-3 rule is why it works and why wealthy people have quietly applied it for decades without revealing it. Once you understand it, you'll look at your financial journey with completely new eyes. And most importantly, you'll know what to do starting today to change your financial future, even if you began later than others. Most people, when thinking about getting rich, ask what to invest in, what job to do, or what business grows fast. But the truth is, before asking what to do, you must first know how to do it, specifically, how to manage money. That's why the 8 to 4-3 rule exists. This isn't a new trick or financial fad. It's a proven money management model that many wealthy people use quietly. It doesn't just teach you how to keep money, but how to grow it sustainably, even if you don't start with much. So, what is 8 to 4-3? It's a way to divide your income into 15 parts, 3 financial streams, 8 parts, 53% for essential expenses, living, food, transportation, housing, 4 parts, 27% for investment and asset accumulation, the money that grows your future wealth, 3 parts, 20% for self-development and opportunities, where your money transforms into skills and earning power. It sounds simple, and that's its strength. Most young people spend emotionally. Salary comes in, they spend. They buy whatever they want with no ratio. Some save a bit, some even borrow to spend more. The result? After 5 working years, their net worth is still 0, or negative if they have debt. The 8-4-3 rule reverses that. It gives you a solid framework for using money whenever you earn it. Whether you make 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, or 50 million, you can apply it. Let's start with the first part, 8 parts for essentials. This is the unavoidable living expense group: food, rent, gas, utilities, internet, basic clothing, medicine, school fees if you have kids. It's the largest portion, but should never exceed 8/15 of your total income, around 53%. If you're spending more, you're overspending on living needs. The rich understand they don't need to live poorly, but they also don't let life consume all their cash flow. Because if all your money is for living, there's none left to grow. Next, 4 parts for investments and asset building. This is the heart of wealth. This is where your money goes to earn more: stocks, real estate, business, savings, mutual funds, gold, or passive income assets. Everyone's choices differ based on risk and knowledge, but the rule stays: consistently invest 4 parts each month. No one gets rich by spending. People get rich by keeping what they don't spend and letting it grow. If you skip this step, you're cutting off your wealth engine. Many say, "I don't know how to invest, I'm afraid of risks." That's normal. Everyone starts that way. But if you never learn, you'll always stay out of the financial game. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to be brave and have a clear plan. Finally, 3 parts for self-development and opportunity. Few people notice this, yet it's the part that helps the rich go further. They understand that to earn more, they must first upgrade themselves. That means investing time and money in learning new skills, buying courses, reading books, attending seminars, networking, learning technology, English, or personal finance. All of this belongs in your self-development portion. In addition, this is also the fund that allows you to seize unexpected opportunities, such as contributing to a small business, buying discounted assets, or even traveling and expanding your network. People without this fund always feel unqualified whenever an opportunity arises. These 3 parts form a golden triangle. Each one supports the others. If you only know how to save, the 8 part, you merely survive, not grow. If you only invest, the 4 part, but can't live comfortably, your plan will collapse. If you invest but don't develop yourself, the 3 part, you'll lack the knowledge to invest wisely. Only when you balance all 3, 8, or in 3, can you live sufficiently, save strategically, and build long-term capability. Take a moment to look at yourself. What spending model are you following now? Maybe 12-2-1, 15-0-0, or 13-0-2? That's why, even as your income grows, you still don't feel wealthier. The 8-4-3 rule isn't magic, but it's a highly practical mindset framework that helps you answer the most important monthly question: where is my money going? Many people have asked me, where should I invest? But few ever ask, How should I allocate my money? And that's why they fail. They think the problem lies in investments, when in reality it's rooted in how they manage cash flow. The 843 rule isn't just a formula for dividing money. It's a way the wealthy think about money. Think about it. Someone earning $400 a month but dividing it correctly can still become richer than someone earning $2,000 but spending carelessly. And this isn't theory. I used to earn little and spend it all. But since applying this rule, my assets have tripled in a few years, without taking on extra work. Now, let me show you how to apply each part in real life. The 8 parts. Essential expenses. You should limit all daily expenses. Rent, utilities, food, transportation, phone, internet, and education within this portion. If it's not enough, it's not because you earn too little. It's because you're overspending. The first step is to reduce wasteful living, cancel unused subscriptions, cook more at home, take the bus instead of booking rides every day. Rich people don't live poorly, but they don't live wastefully either. The 4 parts. Investments and asset growth. This is the section where money makes money. Depending on your knowledge and risk tolerance, you can choose suitable channels. Savings if you're starting. Gold if you prefer safety. ETFs if you're not skilled at analysis. Or stocks and real estate if you have experience. The principle. Invest every month consistently. You can even set up automatic transfers to your investment account as soon as your salary arrives. Don't spend first and invest the leftovers, and because there will never be leftovers. Smart people invest first and live on what remains. The 3 parts. Self-development and opportunities. Use this portion for things that enhance your capability. Financial books, learning Excel, languages, soft skills, sales, online marketing. If you don't invest in yourself, you'll be replaced by someone who does. The world doesn't pay people who know enough. It pays those who are capable. Many ask, but I earn so little. Can I still divide it this way? The answer, the less you earn, the more you must divide. If you make $120 a month, $64 for living, 8 parts, $32 for investment, 4 parts, $24 for learning, 3 parts. It sounds small, but do this every month for 2 years, and you'll be completely different from someone who spends everything and saves nothing. You can be poor in money, but never poor in mindset. And the 843 rule is one of the most powerful mindsets to help you break through, even if you start late. Once you're used to this division, you'll feel more in control. No more anxiety when income rises, because you know how to allocate it. No more guilt when spending, because each expense has a purpose. No more fear of when will I be rich, because you're already on the right path. The rich don't do things differently, and they just do the right things more consistently. And now you can too. After watching this, many people might think, I'll start when I earn more. But that's a huge mistake. If you can't manage $400, you won't manage $4,000. Successful people don't wait until they're rich to be disciplined. They become rich because they're disciplined while they still have little. Remember, the 843 rule doesn't force you to live miserably. It helps you build a healthy financial mindset. You'll learn to live within your means, invest from your savings, and develop yourself with what remains. It's a model that helps you live well, but not stop at living well. It moves you toward financial freedom. I once met a salaried worker earning $480 a month. Before applying the 8-4-3 rule, they were always broke right after payday. But after implementing it, $256 went to living expenses, $128 to bond funds and ETFs, $96 to learning content marketing. After 18 months, they had saved over $2,000 in investments, landed freelance jobs, and doubled their income to $1,000, all from one simple change: dividing money strategically. That story isn't an exception. It could be yours if you start now. Don't wait until you make $2,000 to start dividing. Start with what you have, and you'll see the magic unfold after 6 months, 1 year, 3 years. You might think, but my expenses are too high. I can't follow that ratio. Then start smaller, 532 or 622, but never be 1500. Never spend it all and hope something's left. Reverse the process. Save first, spend later. Think of money as a flow. If you don't guide it, it will flow away. Smart people don't need to be rich now. They just make sure every dollar flows in the right direction. And you can do that, starting today. Now ask yourself, do you spend by emotion or by strategy? Do you actually know where your money goes each month? If your answer is not really, stop, write down the numbers, divide them by the 8-4-3 rule and start again. It's not easy. Change never is. But if you've already lost 5 years, don't let the next 5 slip away. The 8-4-3 rule is your turning point. To control your cash flow, grow your assets, and master your financial life. You don't need to be richer than others, just richer than your past self. And if you truly apply the 8-4-3 rule, I'm certain that a year from now, you'll thank the version of yourself who decided to change today. Late, but right on time. Applying the 8-4-3 rule isn't a 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month thing. It's a journey like building a house. You can't rush it. But every brick you lay today becomes the foundation for long-term stability. And here's the best part. When you do it right, everything starts to change. You begin to have money to invest each month even if you never did before. You start seeing progress in mindset, skills, and decision-making.
You stop spending emotionally.
You learn to distinguish between wants and needs. You feel lighter, less pressured, and more in control. That's what the 8-4-3 rule brings. Quiet but powerful progress, step by step, toward financial freedom. The rich aren't luckier than you. They just built money systems and followed them daily, even when no one was watching. You can too, so open your notes app or grab a blank sheet of paper. Write down your income. Divide it into 8-4-3. Write clear goals for each portion. Choose one skill to learn under self-development. And commit. I'll repeat this every month without fail. You might stumble. You might miss a month, but don't stop. Successful people aren't perfect. They just correct themselves quickly and get back on track. When you start managing money with the 8-4-3 rule, you'll stop living paycheck to paycheck. You'll start living by a system, and systems are always stronger than emotions. You'll stop panicking in emergencies because your investments are growing. You'll stop hesitating to spend a few dollars on learning because it's part of your wealth strategy. You'll stop being stuck paycheck to paycheck because now you see the road to real assets. If you think you're already 5 years behind, today is the day to accelerate. Start with one small decision. Divide your money wisely. That single decision could be the reason you join the top 5%, the ones who build wealth in the next 5 years. Don't wait another year. Start now. Your life will never change if you keep spending money the same way, but it will completely transform once you learn how to use money like successful people do. And the 8-4-3 rule is the perfect starting point for that journey. Now you may be asking yourself, how can I maintain this rule in the long run? Will I give up halfway? The answer is, you absolutely can maintain it, if you understand its essence and build a supportive environment for yourself. Let's start with the first thing. Turn the 8-4-3 rule into a habit, not a task. Each month, instead of waiting for your salary and then spending based on emotions, do this. As soon as you get paid, divide your money immediately. Don't wait until the end of the month to think about investing or learning, because by then you'll have no money left. Act like the master of your cash flow, not its slave. You can use simple tools like a personal Excel file, a financial tracking app, or even physical envelopes labeled clearly. One for 8 parts, living expenses, one for 4 parts, investments, and one for 3 parts, self-development. When everything is divided neatly, you'll feel in control, and control builds confidence. Next, track your progress every month. Whether you save $40 or just $12 for investment, write it down. Don't underestimate small numbers. A tall, strong tree starts from a tiny seed. Only those who value small steps can go far. Create a personal asset tracking sheet. How much you invested each month, what new things you've learned, and how much you've reduced your spending. When you see cumulative results over time, you'll stay motivated. Many people quit because they don't see results right away. But building wealth is a long game. And the 8-4-3 rule works like a wheel. You need to keep it spinning consistently, and one day, it will move forward on its own. Imagine if you invested $120 per month. After 1 year, you'd have $1,140. But if you kept doing that for 5 years with an average 10% annual return, you'd have over $9,600, and that's not even counting your income growth, better investment skills, or new opportunities from your self-development efforts. Some people ask, isn't this method too rigid? The answer is, you don't need to be rigid, but you must be disciplined. For example, if this month you have extra costs, a wedding, a birthday, or a small accident, you can adjust flexibly. But the important thing is, Never skip your investment or self-development portions. Even if it's just a few dollars, keep the flow going. You can start small, but you must stay consistent. You can tweak the ratios, but never break the principle. And if someone asked me, what was your first real financial turning point? I'd answer without hesitation, the day I learned how to divide my money. Not when I made a successful investment. Not when my income grew, but when I stopped spending emotionally and started spending strategically. That was when I truly stepped into the world of those who are financially in control. And that's also when you can begin your own journey. You may be 5 years late. That's fine. Those who wake up early are not better than those who take action. Let the next 5 years be your 5 years of acceleration. Everything starts from the 8-4-3 rule, and from you. Now imagine two people of the same age, same background. Both made mistakes for years. Both once fell into debt and wasted money. But one keeps living the same way, spending whatever they earn with no plan or direction. The other, just by knowing and applying the 8-4-3 rule. After 3 years, their lives look completely different. The first person is still struggling with monthly bills, chasing deadlines, worrying about wedding expenses or their child's education. The second has built savings, steady cash flow, safety funds, small but growing investments, and new skills that earn higher-paying jobs. They started the same, but the result is worlds apart. And the only difference is how they manage money. You don't need to do anything grand to change your life. You just need to change how you use money. And everything else will follow. You may think you lack money, but maybe what you've really lacked all along is a method. The 8-4-3 rule is that method. Not to make you rich overnight, but to make you rich steadily and with control. Remember, 8 parts to live, but live within limits. 4 parts to invest, because assets protect you from life's uncertainties. 3 parts to grow yourself, because new skills create new income. Don't mix up the order. Don't spend everything, and then think about learning. Don't live to the fullest today, only to worry tomorrow. You can start tomorrow morning when your paycheck arrives, or even now, with the money left in your wallet. It doesn't matter how much you have. What matters is that you start sending your money in the right direction. Just imagine, within 6 months you'll already have your first investment. You'll have learned a new skill. You'll see your balance stop vanishing each month. You'll feel yourself moving forward, slowly but truly. And that feeling, the feeling of being in control of your life, is something you'll never want to lose again. That's the real reward of the 8-4-3 rule. Not just numbers or money, but ownership, freedom, and a stronger, wiser version of yourself. And it all begins with one decision today. I will not spend money the old way anymore. I will not delay getting wealthy another day. I will live by a system. I will use the 8-4-3 rule as my new financial compass. If you're saying that to yourself right now, congratulations. You've already stepped 1 foot out of the invisible financial trap that millions are stuck in. The next step is crystal clear. Let's go deeper together, applying the 8-4-3 rule by age and circumstance, so you'll know exactly what to do at your stage of life, because no two people are the same, and true wealth always begins with knowing where you are. Applying the 8-4-3 rule by age and situation. In this section, I'll guide you through how to apply the 8-4-3 rule based on your age and situation, because every stage of life comes with unique financial realities. There's no one-size-fits-all formula, but you can always adapt wisely, as long as you hold firm to the 3 pillars: essential spending, asset investing, and self-development. If you're in your 20s, ages 18 to 25, this is when you have the least financial pressure. You might be a student, a recent graduate, or just starting your career. Your income might be low or unstable, but you have something even more valuable: time and flexibility. For this stage, I recommend an upgraded version of the rule: 6-4-5. 6 parts for living expenses, 4 for investing, and 5 for self-development. Why increase the self-development portion? Because this is the stage where you must learn the most, experiment the most, make the most mistakes, and learn from them the fastest. Don't hesitate to spend on learning new skills: communication, investing, writing, coding, marketing, English. Every skill you learn now will become a financial lever in the next 5 years. Don't waste money on clothes, gadgets, and daily coffees, then complain you don't have money to learn. That's a choice, not a circumstance. If you choose to spend your money the wrong way, the consequences are yours. But if you choose to invest in learning first, you'll enjoy the rewards later. If you're 26 to 35, this is the busy, high-pressure phase, but also the time when your assets can grow the fastest if you do it right. You might be married, have kids, or be paying off a house or car, but your income is likely becoming more stable. Now is when you must stay clear-headed. Apply the 8-4-3 rule exactly as we've discussed. This is your time for balance between the three pillars: responsible living, consistent investing, and continuous learning. If you skip investing, you'll stay financially dependent. If you skip learning, you'll stagnate while the world moves on. If you spend everything on living, you'll remain trapped in the money cycle. At this stage, prioritize monthly investment contributions, safe assets like gold, bonds, or ETFs. Learn team management, financial literacy, and smart debt handling. Remember, this period determines whether you'll be financially free in 10 years or not. If you're 36-45, you may already have some accumulated assets, but this is also when life brings more responsibilities: kids' education, aging parents, job stress. For you, I recommend the 933 or 834 model, depending on income stability and lifestyle needs. Why slightly reduce the investment portion? Because you may need more for comfort and safety after years of discipline, but never cut the self-development portion. At this age, personal growth is not just about learning new skills. It's about learning how to manage your emotions when investing, how to teach your children about money, and how to maintain your health, because health itself is a long-term investment. It's also about learning how to build a financial system, not just for the sake of money anymore. If you do things right, this will be the stage where you see the clearest results. Your assets are established, your cash flow is stable, opportunities come more often, and your credibility increases. But if you lose discipline at this stage, overspending, indulging in luxury, or trying to make up for your younger years, you could lose everything within a few short years, and recovering then will be much harder. If you're already 46 or older, it's still not too late, as long as your mindset remains right. At this stage, don't focus on getting rich quickly. Focus on maintaining your cash flow, minimizing risks, and passing on financial wisdom to the next generation. You can apply models like 7-6 or even 6-2-7 if you want to spend more on developing skills such as coaching, writing, consulting, or sharing knowledge to create new streams of passive income. Above all, you'll become the one who passes this rule down to your children, so they don't repeat the financial mistakes you once made. Moving on. And the most important thing you must understand when applying the 8-4-3 rule at different life stages is not to compare your ratios with others. Compare only your commitment to yourself. Everyone's situation is different, but the one thing financially successful people share is that they have a clear money management system, and they stay disciplined with it. If you're a student, you can start with 5-3-2. If you're raising young children, you might need a flexible version like 9-2-4. If you're paying off debt, you might temporarily shift your investment portion toward paying high interest. Loans first. All of these are fine, as long as you keep moving forward and always reserve a portion for investment and personal growth. Don't wait for everything to be perfect before starting. Start first, and you'll improve along the way. Because the truth is, no one gets rich by waiting to be ready. The rich are those who dare to start before they're ready. Now, I want you to do a simple exercise. Take out your phone or a small notebook and write down, what is your total income this month? If divided by 8-4-3 or your own adjusted ratio, how much is in each part? What will you invest your 4 parts into? What skills or areas will you use your 3 parts to develop or upgrade? Just by writing that down, you've already done more than 90% of people out there. Those who spend money without ever knowing where it goes. And when you do this every month, you're building a habit that the wealthy truly value. The habit of knowing your own cash flow clearly. If someone tells you, I'm great at investing, I read finance every day, I'm making money fast, ask them, how do you divide your income each month? If they hesitate, if they can't give you clear numbers, that's a sign they're living by emotion, not by strategy. But you're different. From today, you have a clear rule, a personal financial compass, a simple yet powerful tool that can transform your life forever. To sum up, applying the 8-4-3 rule is not about limiting or restricting your life. It's about living with awareness, with strategy, and with preparation. And if you maintain this for 1 year, 3 years, or 5 years, you'll stop being the person who works for money and become the person who makes money work for you. And when that day comes, you'll look back and smile. Yes, you may have been 5 years late, but because you started again the right way, you're still on time to break through. You didn't go fast, but you went right, and that's why you still win. Now let's continue to the next part, common mistakes when misapplying the rule, and the consequences if you don't change. Because knowing the rule isn't enough. Knowing but applying it wrong can be even more dangerous than not knowing at all. You see, there's something even scarier than being financially ignorant. It's thinking you're doing it right when you're actually doing it wrong. Many people, after learning about the 8-4-3 rule, fall into another trap, turning it into a rigid formula, or following it for only a few months before giving up. Here are the most common mistakes you must avoid if you don't want to end up back at square one. Mistake number 1, applying it half-heartedly. You hear about 8-4-3, you like it, you start dividing your money, but only for 1 month. The next month your salary comes in, you spend first and invest later. By the 3rd month you stop completely. Why? Because you think, too busy now, I'll do it later. But the truth is, quitting once makes it easier to quit again, until you have no system at all. Mistake number 2, turning the rule into a mental burden. Some people follow it so rigidly that it becomes stressful. They blame themselves every time they overspend a little. They panic if they can't invest exactly 4 parts. They see not having enough for learning as a failure, and then they burn out and give up, falling back into old spending habits. But the 8-4-3 rule isn't meant to make you anxious. It's a flexible framework that you can adjust to your situation. As long as you keep these 3 goals, live within your means. Always reserve money for investing. Keep upgrading yourself. Mistake number 3, fooling yourself with nice numbers but wrong actions. You might write beautifully in your notebook, 8 million for expenses, 4 million for investments, 3 million for learning. But then you spend the learning money on clothes. You withdraw from your investment fund to pay for a new phone. You don't track anything. The result, your account is always empty, your mind is always anxious, and you still don't know where your money went. Mistake number 4, skipping record keeping and monthly reviews. Money management can't rely on memory. Financially smart people aren't the ones who remember well. They're the ones who track clearly. Income, expenses, investments, and learning. They talk to their money every month, make adjustments when needed, and that's why they control their financial future. Mistake number 5, and the most dangerous, comparing yourself to others, then giving up. You're doing great, but then you go online and see people investing $400 every month, learning advanced skills, and already owning $20,000 in assets, and suddenly, you feel small. You think, I'm too far behind, I can't do this. But you forget one thing. They started long before you, and you don't need to beat them. You only need to beat the version of yourself from yesterday. Don't let comparison kill your effort. Every small step you take matters. Every month you divide your money, even just a little, you're laying another brick toward financial freedom. And every time you say no to emotional spending, you're saying yes to a wealthier version of yourself in the future. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent, disciplined, and honest with yourself. The 8-4-3 rule is the path. You are the traveler. Don't stop halfway just because someone else walks faster. Focus on your pace. You'll reach your destination in your own way. Now that you understand the 8-4-3 rule, know how to apply it by age, and can avoid common mistakes, it's time to talk about something even more important: how to accelerate your wealth when applying this rule correctly. Because understanding alone isn't enough. Knowing but not acting, or acting without a growth strategy, will only get you limited results. The wealthy don't just divide money wisely, they know how to make every dollar a lever. So what are the wealth acceleration strategies you can start using today? Strategy 1. Automate your money flow. You can't rely on motivation every month to divide your income. Your emotions might be positive today but negative next week. So the first step is to automate your money system. Set up automatic transfers as soon as your salary arrives. Create 3 separate bank accounts, 1 for spending, 1 for investing, 1 for personal development. When money hits your main account, the bank automatically distributes it based on the ratios you've set. From then on, you won't have to think much. Your system will keep you disciplined. Strategy 2. Create a locked account for long-term investments. Many people struggle because they're tempted to spend what they see. When there's money in the account, they withdraw it. The solution? Put your investment portion into an account without a debit card, or use an investment app that locks withdrawals for 6 out of 12 months. You can also open an online savings account with a fixed term, so you can't withdraw prematurely. Once the money is locked, your only option is to keep investing, and over time, results will come naturally. Strategy 3. Use your 3 parts for self-development to create extra income. Here's a secret few people tell you. The personal development portion isn't just for learning. It's for creating new income streams. Use that money to learn Canva design, video editing, ad management, or content writing. After learning, take on freelance jobs in your free time. At first, the earnings might be small, but after 3 to 6 months, you could be making $100, $200 more per month. Now you have a new income source, and as your income grows, you can reapply the 8-4-3 rule at a higher level. Your assets will grow exponentially, not just gradually. Strategy 4. Invest for cash flow, not just appreciation. Beginners often think investing means waiting for assets to rise in value. But financially smart people focus on cash flow, steady income. Buy dividend-paying stocks. Invest in funds that pay quarterly returns. Join small businesses that generate monthly profits. Or rent out your assets, tools, property, or skills. Each month, as profits come in, divide them again using the 8-4-3 rule. Your financial cycle repeats, expanding endlessly. Strategy 5. Build a financial discipline group. It's easy to lose motivation alone, but if you have a group of friends who all commit to dividing their money, tracking progress, investing, and learning together, your motivation multiplies. Form a small group of 2-5 people and share monthly updates. How much did you invest? What new thing did you learn? What challenges did you face applying 8-4-3? You'll realize you're not alone, and your teammates will help you stay financially disciplined. These 5 strategies have helped countless people, even those with modest incomes, gradually escape financial chaos and begin a journey towards sustainable wealth. Now imagine this. You have consistent cash flow from investments. You've built new skills that generate extra income. You no longer stress at the end of the month. You're improving little by little, without working harder. That's what it feels like when you don't just understand the 8-4-3 rule, but actually live by it as your real financial system. You deserve that. You can achieve that. And it all starts with what you do after this video. If you still have doubts, if you're asking yourself, can I really do it? Let me tell you this, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. I've met people earning only $250, $300 per month who applied the 8-4-3 rule consistently for 3 years. They didn't move fast, but they moved steadily. Now they have emergency savings, small investments, and, most importantly, the mindset of control over their lives. Meanwhile, others earning 3 times as much are still trapped by debt, overspending, and lack of strategy. That proves one truth. Wealth doesn't come from how much money you earn. It comes from what you do with what you have. And the 8-4-3 rule is the tool that turns that truth into reality. Now you have everything. A clear formula, a step-by-step roadmap by age, the common mistakes to avoid, and proven strategies to grow your wealth faster. The only question left is, will you take action? Even the smallest action is better than 100 good thoughts. If you truly want change, then today, right after watching this video, do this. Write down your income this month. Apply the 8-4-3 ratio to it. Write down what you'll invest in, what you'll learn, and what you'll cut. Repeat this for 3 consecutive months and look at the results. I won't promise you'll become a millionaire overnight, but I guarantee that after 90 days, you won't be the same person you are today. You'll be more disciplined, have real accumulated assets, build investment habits, and develop a mature financial mindset. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment "I'm starting today," and subscribe to Bedtime Story Tales so you don't miss the next valuable videos. We're here to walk with you on your journey to financial mastery and life mastery. To conclude, you may be 5 years behind, but if you get it right for just the next year, you'll go further than many who've been running in the wrong direction. The journey to wealth doesn't start with the money in your wallet. It starts with the mindset in your head. And with the action you take today, I truly believe you can do it. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who else will? See you in the next video, where I'll share deeper financial mindsets to help you not only escape poverty, but also achieve true freedom. Goodbye, and may you start your new journey decisively and confidently.